Yo, what's up, y'all? It's Cohen back here again today with another video. As I previously mentioned, this is preview week for the NBA season, so every day I'm dropping a video talking about this upcoming NBA season, and today this is y'all's chance to shine. I tweeted out yesterday, give me a hot take for the 2021 NBA season for me to react to in a YouTube video, and I think like 400 of you responded, so thank you so much for your comments, and I'm going to go through them now. Not going to go through all of them, don't have time for that, but we're going to spend maybe like 15, 20-ish minutes, depends just how long I go, I guess. I won't read every single comment because there are probably some that will repeat or some that I just don't have much to say. So I'm going to try and find some interesting things to talk about. And these are your predictions for the 2021 NBA season. Maybe we can come back to this video or at least this Twitter thread when the season ends to see what y'all said, see if you were right, you're wrong. And this can be your chance to shine. This could be your moment, your claim to fame right here that you knew what was going to happen. You knew it before everyone else did. So let's see what y'all said. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for NBA content. NBA season starting in a couple of days, so you don't want to miss out on that. So starting off with the first one, Robert Covington fan account, Thunder will do nothing in tank. I think that's what everyone expects, so I don't see how this is a very hot take. Stephen A. Smith Burner, my hot take is that Paul George will be in the MVP conversation with Kawhi out for an extended period. I think PG steps up and is at least discussed as a candidate. The reason I think this is a hot take is because the Clippers probably aren't going to be great without Kawhi Leonard. Paul George, I think, without Kawhi Leonard, will be able to put up some MVP-type stats. It's just a question of if the Clippers can be good enough, and I think that's the biggest thing. The biggest reason for why I don't think it's possible for him to win the MVP, just because it relies on a lot of team success, and while that roster is still solid without Kawhi Leonard, I think they're more of like a 7, 8, like 9, like a play-in team rather than a team that could get up towards the top. Stats-wise, I think he will be in that conversation, but not standings-wise. Jaylen Green has a LeBron-type rookie season. I don't see that happening. I don't think he's going to be that good. Jaylen Green's good. I don't think he's LeBron-type good. Josh Giddy wins Rookie of the Year. I would obviously love to see this, but of course it's going to be tough with Cade Cunningham and Jaylen Green, but he has really impressed, and that's the big thing. If he could average maybe, if OKC overperformed and he averaged maybe like a 13, a 7, and a 6, maybe there's a possibility he could do that, but it is going to be tough. I do think he does make all rookie first team, and I think I project him to finish at least in like the top 3 to 5 range of the Rookie of the Year voting. Giddy will become the youngest player in NBA history to record a triple-double. I also think this is true. I think he has a few months to do it, so he's got a lot of time. I think he's going to do it. If you watch him in the preseason, he's a guy that's going to get triple-doubles. Ben Simmons is not traded. I would be stunned if Ben Simmons wasn't traded at one point. As I said, this is probably the boldest one of them all. There's no way he doesn't get traded. It's going to happen at some point. It's just a question of when he does. It does sound like there's a chance he might not have played his last game as a Sixer, which if you had told me that in the offseason, especially when all the rumors were going around that he was going to be traded, or that he was never going to report, I wouldn't have believed you. But at this point, who knows what happens. I think a Klay Thompson that just got off 2 major injuries isn't going to make the Warriors a contender in any way, shape, or form. That is possible, but I do think Klay is going to be a good contributor, and I think Wiggins can improve. I think Jordan Poole is going to have a really good season, and I think those players combined, even if it doesn't make them quite a contender, I think they're going to be a really tough team in the West. The Timberwolves will make a return to the playoffs and make it to the second round. Second round is tough. That's the bold part to me. I could see them making the playoffs. I think they're going to have a good season. I think they're going to be a play-in team. Playoffs is tough. It's just a question of course, who wins the play-in tournament. But I do think they have the opportunity to make it there, and they do have the talent to beat a team or two in the play-in tournament. Ja Morant will be better than Trae Young this season. I don't think so. Ja Morant's great and all, but I think Jaren Jackson Jr. is kind of poised to make a jump, and so I don't think Ja Morant has quite the opportunity to become that better player while Trae Young has kind of established himself, and I think building that chemistry alongside John Collins and Clint Capella, maybe with like DeAndre Hunter being more healthy this season, adding that defense, letting Trae Young kind of relax a little more on that end, which he already doesn't play a lot of defense to begin with. I think he's going to have a really good season, especially with a full season of Nate McMillan. 2 Thunder rookies make all rookie teams. I love this one, as you can see. I think it would be Josh Giddy and probably, it could be Trey Mann, but I think JRE might be the more possible pick just because he doesn't really need the ball in his hands as much. He grabs boards. He just we don't have a lot of depth there in the front court while we have a lot more guards. So I could see maybe it being Giddy and Jeremiah Robinson Earl. Aaron Wiggins, he's a two-way, but I really like what he brings to the table. He's not going to get enough playing time though. Chris Duarte, Rookie of the Year, and the Pacers are a top 6 seed. Maybe the second one. There is no way this one. If Chris Duarte wins Rookie of the Year, you can record this. I will get a Chris Duarte jersey. It's just because I don't think he's going to have the opportunity to contribute that much. I like him a lot as a player. This is not a knock on him as a player, but between Brogdon, LeVert, Warren, Sabonis, Turner, amongst other guys, there's just far too much firepower on that roster for him to put up the numbers to win that award. The Wizards make the playoffs and the Sixers don't. I would be stunned if the Sixers didn't make the playoffs. Injuries are always a possibility, but I also don't know about the Wizards making the playoffs. I'm going to be making my video with full standings and award predictions in a couple of days on Tuesday, the day that the season starts, if you do want to wait for that. Jordan Poole averages 22. That feels like maybe a little bit too much. I could see him averaging like a little close to 20, although I guess it isn't over the course of a full season. This is just until Clay returns, so maybe. Ben Simmons is going to come out shooting, try to tank the Sixers so they bench him. He'll accidentally hit all of them, and Philly will be the 1 seed. This would be the funniest scenario possible. The Raptors are better than the Knicks. Maybe, but I mean, I like what the Knicks did. I think adding Kemba Walker helps them out. The Raptors could be better if OG Anunoby does make a big jump, as a lot of people think he's going to. Siakam kind of returns to form. I just don't like their depth that much. So that's what kind of worries me. Brandon Ingram will have a better season than Jason Tatum. I disagree. I think Jason Tatum, if the Celtics were good enough, could win MVP. I just don't think the Celtics are going to have quite the team success that he needs, but I think he's going to be a guy that could average near 30 points per game. The Lakers will be the team with the most turnovers. It's possible. Grizzlies make the playoffs over the Clippers. Also possible. And Warriors and Mavs end up as top 4 teams in the West. All 3 from Kevin Allen. I think that's a little tough. I mean, maybe. It's possible. The Thunder make the play-in tournament. This is one I've seen people throwing around. No, I don't think we will. There's just too many good talented teams. That would mean we have to beat out like the Trailblazers or like the Clippers or like the Timberwolves or the Pelicans. I think we have a good culture, and I think Shea's a really good player, but I just don't see it happening. Let's see what else. Whichever team decides to sign LiAngelo Ball is getting a great deal, maybe. Once again, Wolves snag a playoff spot, possible. Miami can get the 2 seed. I do think they can. Mainly because I think the Sixers are going to be dealing with the whole Ben Simmons thing. The Nets, without Kyrie Irving, I'm sure guys are also going to rest. The Bucks, they're really good. They could also be up there. But I do think the Miami Heat could snag that 2 seed because I think they're going to be pretty healthy, hopefully, for their fans. I think they're going to kind of be healthy. I think they're going to gel quickly. Kyle Lowry is going to improve that team a lot, so I could see them getting the 2 seed. The Celtics will not make the playoffs. No, they will. They have Jason Tatum. Kristaps will play a full healthy season. This is a bold take because he's dealt with a lot of injuries. I think that really that's the key to him getting back to form. He just needs a full season. He keeps playing these seasons where he's out one day or like out a week, like plays a few days, out another week. He just can't kind of find that rhythm, and that could contribute to him kind of being better. Giddy is OKC's 3rd best player. I don't think this is that bold. If everything goes right for Lou Dort, he has the potential to be better than Shea. I don't think so. Love Dort, but no. Scotty Barnes Rookie of the Year. I don't think so. It's just because he's not going to put up the numbers, and he's behind OG Anunoby and Pascal Siakam when Siakam is healthy at the 3 and 4 positions, so he's just not going to get the run that he's going to need. Because other rookies like Cade Cunningham, Jalen Green will start from day 1. Julius Randle will be all NBA again. I don't think so. I think Kevin Durant, LeBron James are going to take those spots. You have Giannis amongst other guys at the 4 position. I don't see it happening. He could be. There is a possibility. He was great last season, but a lot of people are healthier, and so I think that might hurt him. Trae Young ends up higher in the MVP race than Luka Doncic. Team success dependent, yes. I don't think so, though. I think Luka's going to put up better numbers, and I do think the Mavericks could have a pretty good season. A Heat-Lakers finals, repeat from the bubble. That's possible. Zion most improved player. There's no way. He just averaged 27 points per game, so he would have to average like 32, 34, something insane like that, I think, to win it, or maybe just improve drastically on the defensive end, and I don't see that happening. If Kyrie Irving doesn't get off his BS, then the East is a 3-way race between the Heat, Bucks, and Nets. Throw the Sixers in there, depending on what they get back from Ben Simmons. The Bulls are better than the Miami Heat, and the Lakers are a 2nd-round exit. It's possible with the Lakers because the West is tough, but I think they're the favorites in the West. And I don't think the Bulls are better than the Miami Heat. The Heat just have a great mix of defense, scoring, and just veterans. The Bulls, this is a brand new roster that hasn't really played together, and I think that's going to hurt them at the start of the season. Cat or Ayton will demand a trade. Ayton's possible if they don't extend him, but I also think he'll kind of just go into restricted free agency, and they'll probably pay him. Cat is a possibility. I do think if maybe the Timberwolves start off really poorly, he requests a trade. Let's see. Tyler Hero, 6th man of the year. This is something I've been seeing a lot, and I do think it's possible. Lakers don't finish with a top 4 seed. I don't think that's too crazy. We saw it past season just because they were injured a lot, and they are an older roster. Trae Young for the MVP, maybe. Timberwolves will be the 6th seed behind monster performances from Cat and Anthony Edwards, maybe. Giannis can retire top 5 all time and possibly become the GOAT. If that jumper that we're seeing from Giannis is true, there maybe. Westbrook will shoot 40% from 3. I would love to see it. Some Paul George MVP takes. Let's see. What's my YouTube? You're on it right now. Baisley wins most improved player. Would love to see that. Let's see what else. The Thunder are going to be spoiler and are going to be better than anyone expects. I mean, I could see that. I could see the Thunder maybe making a push for like the 13th seed, being better than like the Rockets or the Spurs maybe. I think the Spurs are going to be really, really bad this season. So maybe they surprise and be at the 13th seed, but I don't see much higher than that. Let's see. Jokic repeats his MVP. I do think people are sleeping on him, although the problem is the team success thing. Like I said, no Jamal Murray for most of, if not all, the season. Let's see. Doc Rivers gets fired midway through the season. That would be kind of crazy. Maybe if they disappoint really heavily, but I think they're committed at least through this season to him. Simmons ends up playing for Philly as he goes on for his best year of his career, and they end up as a top 3 seed in the East. Would once again be a wild twist in this whole Ben Simmons saga. Kyrie gets traded to Portland for CJ and picks. Kyrie and Lillard lead the Blazers to the championship, but they lose to the Bucks, and they will repeat. If this is right, then you are a prophet, because that is insane. Spencer Dinwiddie, an all-star. Maybe. Dinwiddie's had some really good seasons. I think it's going to be tough because I don't think his team's going to be very good. I mean, he does have the role that Westbrook had, which is going to give him a lot of opportunity, and there's not a lot of great scorers on that roster other than Bradley Beal, so that does give him a lot of chances to have the ball in his hands. It's going to be tough, though. There's a lot of great guards. San Antonio get the 6th seed. There's no way in hell. The Suns get the 1 seed. That would be cool. I definitely think it's possible. We'll go through a few more. I'm not quite sure how long this has been going. Davion Mitchell, all-rookie first team, finishes top 2 in Rookie of the Year. I think it would require injury from one of De'Aaron Fox or Tyrese Halliburton, because he's going to be coming off the bench, and I don't think he'll finish top 2 in Rookie of the Year over one of Cade Cunningham or Jalen Green coming off the bench, but all-rookie first team is definitely possible. Russ will be in MVP conversations. That would be sick. Let's see. Pacers get a top 3 pick. They have so much talent on that roster. That would be a huge disappointment after bringing in Rick Carlisle. DeJounte Murray, most improved player. I think it might be a little too... I mean, it's possible. He was a guy that I thought could win it a few years ago, but I think at this point that ship might have sailed, because I think a lot of guys on that roster are going to get better, and that team's just not going to be very good. Lauri Markkanen will average 20 and 7. That would blow me away. Raptors will be surprisingly good. It depends what you mean by surprisingly. The Cavs will be a top 8 seed. There is no way in hell. MPJ will average 25-8 on 51, 41, 80, and he'll be named an All-Star Most Improved Player. It's a possibility in terms of the All-Star part. I guess Most Improved Player is also possible because no Jamal Murray. Shea will easily be an All-Star. He better be. He should have been one last season. And let's see, we'll do a few more. Memphis breaks down, gets a top 5 seed. I think the key to that is Jaren Jackson Jr. How good is he going to be this season? Is he going to be one of the most improved player candidates like I think he could be? And Lou Dort will average 18 and 2 steals per game and be a top 5 candidate and most improved player. I think that is also possible. We'll end off on, we'll find one more good one and then kind of end that I can talk about for a little bit. Let's see. Pokusevski, most improved player. That would be cool. Donovan Mitchell should have been in MVP contention. If this was last season hot takes, we could have talked about this one, but it is not. Let's see. A lot of Lakers won't make it to the finals. I don't think that's that hot of a take just because it's the NBA. There's so many possibilities. We'll end off on the fact that Luke, SM for MVP, thinks that Sam Merrill will win MVP. And if that isn't the hottest take out of all of these, then I have no idea what is. So these are your NBA hot takes for the upcoming season. Let me know what you thought about this. Let me know which takes you like. Do you have your own hot take? Leave it in the comment section below. I appreciate y'all watching. I will be back tomorrow with another video, and I will see y'all later. Real one save.